Anyway, this week I'm not here with slippers on either, because last week I was testing out slippers with Aussie soles, and that was quite fun. But this week we're here with Karen from the University of Sunshinecoast, as we've said, and I want to learn about the amazing facilities that we've got here at the Sunshine Coast for our students, the courses that are on offer. Also, I want to learn a bit about Karen and what a typical day in the life of Karen. So welcome, Karen. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. And I'm glad, I actually like hats, so that's fine. But
you looked amazing. So can you share with me what a typical day might look like for a lecturer at the University of Sunshine Coast?
Well, I can't really speak for other lecturers. I can only speak for myself, but it normally starts very early, and because our day is quite full, and particularly within semester, we tend to get a lot of email, so we're working through that. We have courses to teach, lectures to give, and then we have to do a lot of research as well. At the moment, I'm working on 2 books, so I've got to fit that in, and I also have to eat and sleep and try and do some exercise in there too. So it's actually quite busy, and so it's like the last few weeks anyway for me, because I have a full course load, and at the moment we have about 220 social media students this semester, and so I'm coordinating 3 courses with those students in there. In one, they have a client each, so there's more than 100 clients working with more than 100 students.
Yeah, so that's really a practical aspect for the university, which is quite innovative, I think. Can you tell me a little bit more how that works and what the students get out of that?
Well, it's sort of the thing I noticed really that where it all came about was that when I got here in 2015 was that some graduates were finding it hard to find work because they weren't having, the main comment from employers was they weren't getting enough practical experience. And knowing the student cohort, it's a rare student these days who can only just be a student. So they have family commitments, they have work responsibilities, and they're juggling many things. So getting a lot of extracurricular work experience was really difficult. So most of them were graduating with 1 internship, but it wasn't enough to make them competitive. So I decided, well, I need to embed this practical experience into the courses. And so in the social media courses, I think all but 2 students work with real clients. And so another thing that became apparent to me was just the demand, particularly from small business on the Sunshine Coast, for social media skills and support. And so I thought, well, how can we create a win-win here? So I decided, well, let's use real clients in the courses. So in the one this semester, students have they work with a local business or non-profit, and they develop a social media strategy and 5 pieces of content for that client, plus a video. And the client gets that at the end. So if anything, the students get practical stuff they can put on their CV, and the clients or the small business, they get ideas and content that they can use or draw on, for their own social media stuff. I also have a networking event at the end of semester with the clients and the students, and there are some clients who are keen to hire student freelancers and students who are keen to do freelance work in social media, and so I put them all together in a room, and often people get employed that way.
It sounds amazing, and being from a social media communications background myself, I know how important it is to have that practical experience, and it's just amazing to see that it's actually being implemented in academia, because I know the complicated, like, it takes a couple of years to get these new programs pushed through the paperwork. It's also great for those businesses, isn't it? They get to learn from those students. If they can, put the time and allocate their time to that student, then they'll get a lot of benefit from it as well.
They do, and the thing is, what we teach here, particularly with the strategy, is everything is research based. So they research the business and the business's customers and competitors, and they also research the platforms that are best suited for their audience and any tactics as well. They have to show that this could actually work. They can't just pluck things out of the air. Like, they have to really provide solid rationale as well. So we teach them how to really do research that a business may not have the time or the money to actually do. So this year we launched the Bachelor of Communications Social Media, and so that's a whole new degree. And then as part of that, we have things like this year we're going to Mumbai for 2 weeks and to provide social media support to some charities and digital agencies over there. And then we're also working, hopefully, we're working with Associate Professor Karen Freeberg from the University of Louisville. We're trying to get up a exchange program for her social media students with our social media students here, so they could possibly spend a semester in each other's institutions. So I think that would be great if that happens.
Yeah, that's a really exciting opportunity. And also, what's university life like for a communications student? Because I know it's a lot different to how I used to go to approach uni. There's less on-campus time, is that right?
It depends on the student, really. I mean, what I try and provide I can only speak for my courses, is just flexibility. So we have students can take it online or in the social media courses, or they can be an on-campus student. But I often find some weeks the online students want to be on-campus students, and vice versa, depending, because no week is the same for anybody. So I try and provide that flexibility where students can move between the two if they need to.
Well, flexibility, that's all what we need to do in education now these days, isn't it?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
We have an amazing visualization studio called The Cave, and I haven't used that personally yet, but I'm in the process of creating a 3D visualization of a social network, so I can show students just another way to look at social media. Wow. But it's used for a lot in engineering and the health sciences, and where they can go actually inside cells and things like that, in 3D, go right in, and it's just amazing. I can't really describe it. It's something you have to actually really see to understand. But I think there's only maybe 2 or 3 of those facilities in the whole world, and we've got one here at USC. So.
Yeah, no, I was really excited about that, and we thought that we might have been able to get in there, but obviously that room's used a lot, so we weren't able to get into there today to show you. So Karen, what does the rest of your year look like? Looking ahead.
Well, I'm creating 2 new courses now for second semester, so we deliver those, and so second semester I'm coordinating 5 social media courses, so that's going to be very busy, and I have a book on strategic social media management due to the publisher in November, so I'll be working hard on that, and then we have the trip to Mumbai, which will be fantastic as well, so yeah, lots of great things ahead.
Yeah, and what would your advice be to someone who wants to potentially work in social media or communication, content management, that kind of thing?
It would be just to learn as much as you can and research. So don't look at a particular industry or even try and just get as much practical experience as you can and get some results on the board. There's a lot of sort of free courses out there, but there's also a lot of great courses that you can pay to do as well. So it depends how deep you want to go. The beauty of, say, doing a degree or something like that is that it's actually put together by professional educators rather than sort of cherry picking. There's a real structure and a depth to it that you may not get if you're just sort of finding bits and pieces on the internet. But, on the other hand, it's good to do what you need at the time. So there's the thing is there's lots of options. So the thing is to really think about what you want to do for yourself and what's best for you.
Yeah. And just get in and get started.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. We're coming to the end of our episode 3, and we're so grateful to Karen for giving us her time in her busy schedule. And we've got Lexi behind the camera here who's helped us. We're very grateful who's jumped in at the last minute. So next week, episode 4, we're actually going to visit. We'll actually probably cuddle a camel next week. So, sorry, not next week, in a fortnight's time. So make sure you are following us. Please comment and share on these posts, and we look forward to seeing you next time.